Today, we're going to talk about the picturesque Zermatt. Zermatt is well known for its wonderful long ski runs with terrain suitable for skiers of all levels, but it also offers outdoor activities during other seasons. Bicycles can travel along a mountain trail from the Winkelmatten to the Furi, and the Zermatt Alpin Center provides knowledgeable climbing guides year-round. Driving is not very well promoted in Zermatt, so the only way to move around is via e-taxis and e-trains. In Zermatt, there are many hotels, upscale restaurants, and opulent spas. But regardless of the season, the mountains remain the main draw for tourists. Now, let's look at the top 5 things that you can do while you're here. Number 5. Year-round skiing. Isn't it fun to know that you can go skiing at any time of the year? It's all the courtesy of the nearby glaciers that Zermatt provides year-round skiing with ski terrain at elevations between 2,500 and 3,900 meters, and Switzerland's highest vertical drop of more than 2,133 meters. On the Breithorn Plateau, up the cableway to the Klein's Matterhorn, and on the 3,500-meter Plateau Rosa, close to the Theodor Pass, skiing is possible in the summer. Taking the lift to the top and skiing over the Theodor Pass and into the Italian ski resort of Cervina is one of the great ski experiences in the Alps. The year 2019 saw the opening of the highest 3S cableway in the world, which will carry 2,000 skiers per hour to the Matterhorn Glacier, which is 3,883 meters above sea level and offers year-round skiing. You don't necessarily need to ski to enjoy winter sports in this area, though. There are also options for heli-skiing, high-altitude ski tours, Nordic trails, and night skiing. Snowshoe trails, several curling rinks, and natural ice skating rinks are all present. Zermatt doesn't draw the large weekend crowds because it's sufficiently at a greater distance from major cities, and you can easily access 3 different ski areas with one pass. Number 4. See the gigantic Matterhorn. The peak reaching the heavens, usually covered with fog, provides a sight to behold. Without the dramatic backdrop provided by the jagged pyramid of the Matterhorn, Zermatt would merely be another charming Swiss village, rather than a recognized global representation of the Alps and Switzerland. In addition to making it the Swiss national symbol, the mountain defines Zermatt and gives it year-round popularity that no other ski resort can match. This 4,478-meter peak diverges even in its static form, giving it 4 distinct faces, one for each compass point. Sharp ridges divide them, and several glaciers can be found below the steep peak. The south face looks over Val Tournanche, one of the best ski resorts in Italy, and 3 of the faces are in Switzerland. Theodor Pass, a crucial trade route in Roman and medieval times, is to the east of Matterhorn's peak. This well-known ragged peak is as ingrained in the collective consciousness of humanity as Mount Fuji. And yes, unless you are an experienced mountaineer, do not attempt to climb the Matterhorn. This dangerous peak wasn't even conquered until 1865. 4 of the party's 7 climbers lost their lives to this sharp peak. The base camp at Hornley Hut, which teeters precariously on the slopes, alone will shake up your imagination about what those early mountaineers had to deal with. Number 3. Gornergrat Railway. Gornergrat makes up the list of one of those locations that everyone should visit at least once in their lifetime. The breathtaking mountain scene and a view of the Matterhorn will stay with you forever. The Gornergrat Bahn happened to be the first fully electrified cog railway in the world. It is now a cutting-edge, environmentally friendly railway with regenerative braking that electrify during the descent and thus conserves energy. As a result, 3 downhill drives can earn you enough energy for 1 to 2 new mountain drives. It takes 45 minutes for the Bahn to climb 10 kilometers to the summit of the Grat on Europe's highest mountain railroad. The Rack Railroad ascends to the east side of Nikolai Valley and up the slopes of the Riffelberg in a broad curve, providing increasingly stunning views of the Matterhorn. At 2,582 meters above sea level, Riffelberg has a hotel, restaurant, and terrace that are a popular hangout for skiers. A short distance below Rottenboden Station, at 2,819 meters, is the Rifle Sea, which has a mirror image of the Matterhorn's peak in its water. The morning is when the view is the most breathtaking. From the summit station at 3,089 meters, which is high above the Gorner Glacier, it takes just 5 minutes to climb to the world-famous Gornergrat Observatory, which is perched on a rocky ridge above the Gorner Glacier. One of the most beautiful Alps panoramas can be seen from here. To the north, the peaks of the Mischabel Group, including the 4,545-meter Dom, the highest peak entirely within Switzerland. To the south, the Matterhorn, and to the middle, the Breithorn, and the twin peaks of Zwilling, Lyskam, and Monte Rosa. From the Gornergrat, you can stroll back down to Zermatt. For the first 90 minutes, the path descends sharply to the Findel Glacier restaurant, where a 45-minute detour leads up to the glacier. It takes about an hour to get to Zermatt from the restaurant via the resort village of Finden. It's indeed a very fine experience to get to see the mountains in their full glory. Number 2. Matterhorn Glacier Paradise. Ahoy adventure! A lot of fun awaits you in the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise. From here, mountaineers and hikers led by mountain guides begin the 2.5-hour ascent of the Breithorn, which for many hikers is their first attempt at a 4,000-meter peak. The views from the observation platform can appear to reach as far as the Mediterranean on clear days. The Gran Paradiso, Italy's highest peak, is frequently visible from the summit of Mont Blanc, France's highest mountain in the Alps, which towers over its neighbors. Because the air up here is so thin, travelers should take their time and thoroughly explore. Additionally, this is where the International Ski Area Summit is located. Close to the Italian border, visitors can view a very different image of the Matterhorn up here. Surprisingly, the view is very different from that of the Gornergrat or the Rothorn. It appears as though the Matterhorn has grown a new identity. This vantage point lets you witness the best view of the mountain's south face. Since 2018, visitors have been able to travel to the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise on the world's highest 3S cableway. The attractive part is the 4 crystal ride cabins of the contemporary cable car, which are covered in Swarovski crystals. The 4 unique cabins provide a spectacular view during the 9-minute trip. After 3 minutes, the cloudy glass bottom clears in a matter of seconds to offer an incredible view of the glacier landscape. Number 1. Explore the Rhone Valley. The upper valley of the Rhone River provides access by road and rail to Zermatt, which curves through the Valais from its source in the glaciers into Lake Geneva and then onto France. The broad valley, famous for its orchards and gardens, is worth exploring. Brig, the entrance to the Simplon Pass, is where a tour along the Rhone begins. Brig is a charming town along the upper Rhone, with 2 significant tourist attractions. However, despite the large number of visitors passing through it on their way to Zermatt, few choose to stop or return for a longer visit. The 17th century Stockalper Palace, Switzerland's finest Baroque palace, is located in Brig. 2 charming castle-topped crags dominate Sion, the capital of Valais. On top of one of the crags, the Château de Valère and the Notre Dame de Valère church from the 12th century were constructed. Wizard's Tower is the remnant of the medieval fortifications from the 12th century. Martigny was a significant Roman town that served as the entrance to both the Mont Blanc Tunnel and the Great St. Bernard Pass. The renowned ski resorts of Verbier and Crans-Montana are located above the valley. Are you excited to come see the mighty Matterhorn and soak in the beauty of Zermatt? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, where to next?